Hello and welcome to another episode of What's on the Pile. I'm Nathan Bezner, and with me is Jenner, Jane, and Hsien. Wagner sadly is on a business thing, so he's out for the week. But he did promise that he would watch the movie, and maybe he'll have something to say next week. This week, our movie is Slotherhouse. It's exactly what it sounds like. A sloth murders people in a sorority. Get it? It's cute. However, this movie did actually have a plot, so here goes. Sorority sister Emilly has a grudge against Brianna's dictatorial rule over the house. House president comes up, so Emilly is like, fuck that bitch, and runs against her. Sadly, Emilly has nothing to give her an edge until she finds a murderous little three-toed sloth that has been kidnapped from its home. She takes it in, and it becomes the house mascot just in time for Emilly to get more popular than Brianna. However, the sloth has other plans. Then everything happens as you would expect, and the movie is over. What did you guys think of Slotherhouse?
It was cute and funny. I mean, I laughed. Oh my gosh, when it was driving the car, my God, I couldn't stop laughing. I don't know. And of course, that puppet was amazingly cute. So, other than that, I'm not really into slasher movies, and it left me cold.
I was very nothing on it.
Yeah.
I felt nothing.
I mean, I was going to say this. I mean, I don't know if this is just a bad example of it, but this type of movie, I'll have to admit, tends to do nothing for me. I'm just not into these silly, schlocky horror movies. I don't know. It had some fun moments. I like some of the references to Mean Girls. Like there was the whole fetch thing. But on the whole, I mean, they ran out of movie an hour in, and then kind of kept going.
It would have been a great short, a great, perfect little crackerjack 25-minute short. Win awards with that.
I agree
sucker.
with that. And maybe if they had some actresses that weren't like 30 or 40. I mean, seriously, these women, either they had serious skin damage or they were much older than co-eds. Much.
Amelia kept asking, do they go to school? What do they do?
I know. Yeah, I thought that too.
This actually, it was very slight. I will absolutely allow that. I like this sort of silly, schlocky, slashery stuff. So this made me giggle a lot. It's nothing terribly profound. It does have some bits that I really loved. The insanely long death exchange as the house mother was passing away. It was one of those bits where it creates suspense. Like, how long are they going to go on with this? It's like editing suspense.
Yeah.
If they'd been really clever, she would have survived. In my opinion,
I don't know as that would have worked. It would that would have kind of. I don't maybe.
Or at the end, she's still dying in that room, but everybody's forgotten about her.
Just like Comes 2 or something like that.
Will Ferrell in.
I mean, that's
yeah. What is it? I'm blanking on Austin Powers. Where Will Ferrell's dying, he falls into the grate or something.
I've been burnt very, very badly.
It's been so long since I've seen that. I was blanking out. Like, which franchise is that? I think it was the first Austin Powers.
I haven't shown the kids that.
This movie has way better music than it has any business having.
Yeah, that was another thing I was going to comment on. Apparently, Sam Ewing is now on my radar because I have never heard of this person. But the score was freaking majestic.
Mm-hmm.
So
it seemed to come from a different movie.
It felt like it came from a different movie. It felt like it came from, I don't know, Danny Elfman in his prime. Yeah. Like I say, so amazing score, weirdly robust production. Given that apparently the entire thing was done in Serbia, so that's fun.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but very, very slight, very silly, but I found it the gleefully sort of silly. I also love the bit where the guy actually says the title of the movie, and everyone's like, "Dude, people are dead. everyone's all sort of too soon.
But a year
I thought it
later
was-
they say
you know
it.
you said it. We know you said it. You were like, they
yeah.
said it. They said that.
They said, I absolutely said it, but everybody was like, dude, that was a legitimately fun moment.
It made me laugh here and there. It definitely made me laugh. There's
some amusing moments.
Yeah, I have nothing really bad or good to say about it. I feel very though I know exactly where that comes from. There is a lot of connecting tissue between this and Benny Loves You. Like, there are scenes that are very near identical. The part where the sloth is doing like kung fu moves to dodge the katana. Almost the same choreography happens in Benny Loves You. And so when
I did freaking love Zenny.
Yeah,
Zenny
great
don't
character.
die, yo.
Yeah, great character.
Zenny deserves a good movie of their own.
I told Amelia, if Zenny dies, I'm going to hate this movie forever.
I felt the same.
Yeah, I felt the same.
I also kind of felt the same way about the friend who was in the hospital. I was like, come on,
why
man.
was the sloth killing her? She was the only one trying to help her.
Yeah, there's the problem I have. The motivation of the sloth.
The sloth's motivation was to become an influencer. The sloth's motivation was to take over social media. The movie's moral is that nobody under any circumstances should ever be exposed to social media, but especially wild animals that have been pulled out of their natural environments.
Well, yeah, but then why did it point to Panama at the end of its fucking life after it got shot? And it's pointing to that's what I really wanted, reaching out for, and then it goes home, and like apparently it just wanted to go home the whole time, which is exactly what that girl was trying to do, and it like willfully stopped her from doing.
I think it was one of those.
After it got the shit kicked out of it.
I think it was one of those. In its final moments, it rediscovered its innocence.
Now, let me ask you this.
It's a sapient sloth slasher movie.
Did the sloth die or survive?
It survived.
Didn't it survive? I forget. I've already forgotten half of the movie.
Amelia thought
back in Panama with the girl taking the selfie and it's reaching toward the phone.
Yeah, Amelia thought that was a different sloth because she thought it
that
expired.
Was a different sloth. I thought that was a different
I
sloth.
thought that it was the same sloth and that was alive. And I was interested that she and I had that exact differing opinion. And now here we go. There are two differing opinions. That's
I honestly don't remember now.
Every slasher movie leaves the door open.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like next one is sloth. Now, of course, they're in a really great position if they manage to make it up to 5. Sorry. But Slotherhouse 2, Slotherhouse 8, Slotherhouse 5.
I don't know how well this is gonna do because it's not. It's like it tries to be too much of a real movie to be absurdist funny, which is what it should be. But at the same time, it has too many absurdist moments to be a regular movie for regular people to watch. So they're basically catering to an audience that will consider this a watered down version of what they already see.
I agree.
Yeah, there's
I don't watch many of these, so I thought it was cute as hell.
Benny Loves You.
I had my issues.
Did you see Benny Loves You?
I have not.
We still need to.
Okay.
You've been talking about it a bit, but we still haven't gotten to see it yet.
I will be interested to hear what you think in reverse order of seeing them, since I saw Benny Loves You first.
That's what we're watching next week.
If I could sell you guys on it, maybe.
I think we're actually kind of sold on it. I had another one that I was going to...
But here's the thing. Shane's part of the show, too, and he doesn't like that type of wacky movie. So why don't we do something that he could enjoy?
I don't know what this movie is. I've heard you guys talk about it.
It's a movie where it's a it's basically a Chucky doll, except it's Elmo, and it has like 3 things it says. One of them is Benny loves you,
Is
and
this a feature film?
yes, and it says uh-oh. And so whenever it kills somebody, it looks over at the main character and says, Benny loves you. Stuff
I mean,
like that.
I like the Chucky movies.
And it was done entirely by one guy,
Yes.
or almost entirely by one
All
guy.
the effects, everything, all done by one guy.
I mean, that I would be interested in.
That's interesting.
Just because of that detail, more so
I'll
than
watch it.
the content of the film.
It has an undercurrent of possible homophobia that I am not comfortable with, but just in 2 moments in 2 scenes, but just so people are aware. Like they make like gay jokes once in a while. They're harmless jokes because they're more like I guess it's British, but it's like that kind of that tough man kind of I don't like no Nancy boys kind of mentality.
Well, I mean, like when did this movie come out?
Like 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But it's something that a progressive person might notice, but your average Joe still hasn't caught up to. So I forgive it for that. Anyway, you may not even see it.
Well, yeah, we'll keep it on the list of possible options. I had one that I haven't seen that I was thinking of suggesting, but I'm sure we'll circle back on that toward
At the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, say I don't know. What do you want to say about Slotherhouse?
I mean, it was free on Hulu. It's only an hour and a half, but then I feel like the last half hour, like basically, they kept making the sloth invincible. So then the sloth would get completely mauled, and then it would disappear. Oh, it's over. Nope, it's still alive, and then we keep on going. This happened like 4 times. I feel like they were just out of things to do.
It's slight and silly, and it may be the sum of its parts or slightly less. It does have some great bits. It has an amazing score. If you're like a film music junkie, I want this on CD because I still collect music on CDs. I want this somewhere. The score is almost worth the time investment. But like I say, it's minor, but it has some merits. In some ways, I think I agree with you. I think it feels like a movie that may have actually had too much budget.
Yeah,
it is. It's the sort of thing that I have this occasional thing where I refer to something as kind of real movies versus not real movies. I mean, they're all real movies, but in this case, it has like real movie money behind it, or at least if it's a relatively small budget, then a relatively small budget goes freaking far in Serbia, as it turns out. Get you a villa in Belgrade. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. It made me giggle a lot.
I did
and
too.
that's a worthwhile thing.
And it was cute. That little animal.
The puppet is a delight.
It was charming when I first saw it and saw the way it was moving and stuff. It was charming until it was just too much.
But
I will say Amelia did not like it. She didn't like how the face moved when they were doing like expressions and whatnot. She was like, I don't like that. That looks fake.
Yeah.
But she accepted the puppet.
The creature never feels real for a second, but I think that may actually be part of the charm.
No, but she accepts the puppet side of it. She's fine with that. She wants the puppet to have like Muppet eyebrows that move and stuff, not have a CG person make it move its faces. She wanted full practical.
See, I thought it was. I didn't notice that. I didn't. I just thought it was full practical. But hey,
I just don't care. I don't.
Respect as always to our colleagues' eye for detail in any case, because I didn't notice any CG in it either.
Yeah. No, I mean
not that I was looking for it.
Yeah. No, if you are a professional compositor or the daughter of a professional compositor,
I was going to say,
might notice this kind of thing. I didn't care. I thought it was fine for the budget. It didn't bother me. But I'm mostly bringing up Amelia's things she said to me because I don't have anything else to talk about of my own. I can just share things that she said. But I have nothing against people who say they like it. There's nothing to argue against that. It's fine.
It's minor. It's uncontroversial.
I just thought that the cuteness kind of saved it, and the funny, silly parts definitely saved it. Otherwise, you're right. It was absolutely boring. Terrible plot, and a lot of these people that it killed. I'm like, why? That one liked you. That girl just wanted to snuggle with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do like that it started a social media account and was taking selfies. That was pretty funny. That was a good bit.
That was the whole point of the movie.
Yeah.
Social media turns people into monsters.
Yeah.
Even three-toed sloths.
It makes very, very sloths very, very fast.
Oh yeah.
Very, very fast.
Oh no! Apparently they are very, very fast. They just don't want us to know.
Yep.
Apparently.
Yep. So you'd think the gators would know by now.
Yeah. That was great. I thought, oh, that alligator is in for a world of hurt because that there is a serial killer. But and I was right.
And do sloth really have those 3 claws like that? I don't know anything about sloths.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, they're adorable.
Oh,
they are so adorable.
That's what they want you to think.
So they need all the toes.
When you pick them up, they just splay out.
Oh.
Like looking for something to attach to. So if they're trying to get them out of the road in where they're from, they pick them up. They go.
They showed that animated GIF.
Oh, did they?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, they
at the end.
There was some fun stuff in the credits at the end as well.
I turned it off.
You're like, thank God.
No,
I've done
not
enough
even
homework for this show this time.
No, I felt very little. I don't know. It's definitely your mileage may vary. I have no reason to suggest to say go see it or not go see it. If you think you might like this kind of movie, I will guarantee that it is not the disappointment that Cocaine Bear was.
True.
I turned Cocaine Bear off halfway through. I was just bored.
Yeah.
We watched it all, but it wasn't nearly what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
I really wanted a lot more.
Nobody seems brave enough to actually take these absurdist ideas to the like logical conclusion that they should go to of just batshit insanity things happening. I mean,
we can still hope that Ty will get his Meth Gator movie funded.
Yes, I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The shark one, the knockoff. That wasn't very good.
Well, it's Asylum.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a movie made called Dino Sorcerer?
There should be.
There's Dino Saucers.
Dino Sauce. What about like Dino Sorcerer, like or
I
Dino
guess you could
Sorceress?
IMDb that.
Yeah, just search the internet.
I'm going to go with not that I'm aware of, and that feels like something I would be aware of if it was out there.
You think so?
Matt would know.
Yeah.
Matt would know. Hell, Matt probably has it.
He'd be running over to his little shelf, taking it off, going, "You mean this?"
Ask, and you shall receive.
So yeah, that's 2 likes. Meh. Not a meh. No, that's too condescending. It's a. I watched that.
It's a shrug.
It's a shrug.
Yeah, it's a shrug. I would say.
Those exist. They are, they are self-justifying if they don't cost a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I watched it.
Yeah. Let the people make the movie that they wanted to make. Let the people watch it and see what they think.
It has currently a 4.9
I noticed that before I turned it on.
IMDb.
That sounds about right.
I would disagree. I think it's a solid 5. Just right there in the middle.
In the middle.
It is
I'll-
not worthy of
I'm
either
sure it's-
side.
I'm sure it's
I
a
will buy
rounding
that.
error. I'm sure it's a rounding error. I'm sure.
If you watch the movie, you might like it. You might not like it. What kind of advice is that? Eh,
And you're probably going to not like it or dislike, or you're not going to like it a lot or dislike it a lot, probably.
Yeah, individual mileage will vary, but the range of that mileage is probably relatively narrow. This is nobody's favorite movie. This is nobody's least favorite movie, unless they were traumatized by a puppet sloth, or they're named Tyler and triggered by Nutshot.
poor guy.
I like the complete uselessness of the boyfriend character. aside from that one signature moment, he said the name of the movie. People are dead, Tyler.
Not cool. Yeah.
And
Um,
also he also helped Zenny reveal the fact that she had a katana. So,
yeah.
Like Zenny was awesome.
Yeah.
Zenny absolutely devoured the screen every moment that she was on screen.
Yep, she was the best. I started looking her up. I said to Emilly, because I hadn't caught the character's name. I said, Amelia, who did you get the name of? And then tried to think of how to describe Zenny, and I thought masculine presenting, female presenting them. And she understood that.
I know what you're saying.
And she was like, yeah, Zenny. And I looked her up, and she's like part of the British Royal Stage and Theater Company and shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout outs to Bianca Beckles Rose.
Yeah.
Valiant
Real.
work in a minor film.
Yeah. She stole it, in my opinion. She stole every scene she was in. That's the problem with movies that have a character like that, though. And I feel like every director feels this, really. Because if they let Zenny take over the movie in the middle, it would have become more like Evil Dead, and she would be Ash. And that could be a phenomenal movie that people don't do anymore. They never pivot to the weird character, the out of place character. Well, weird is good, but whatever. The out of place character within the situation who knows what the fuck she's doing. That's, I would have loved to see that. I get why they did it the way they did, because that's the way it was written, and that's just the classical kind of boring way to write a story as it is in terms with film. But it's fine. I want a Zenny movie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if this is a slasher riff, then give Zenny an Evil Dead riff. I would pay real money for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just loved how excited they were about the trust tower.
Yeah.
Uh,
and I just love the delivery of Zenny, don't die, yo.
If they do make a franchise,
icon.
If they make a franchise, Zenny could totally be like that guy from Tremors who's in everyone. The guy from Family Ties.
Michael Gross.
Yeah,
Michael Gross.
Just be the one that shows up in everyone, but
the
Burt
Gummer
the main character, right?
Well, eventually he was, but still.
Eventually, okay. I've only seen the first one.
He wasn't in the second one. That was still
Fred Ward.
Fred Ward. In the third one, he was. In the fourth one, he was. In the fifth one, it was Jamie Kennedy, and then him.
Oh God. So yeah, eventually make her the main character, but let her be a supporting for a couple more movies.
And then there were 2 more Jamie Kennedy movies with him, where he turns out to be his son.
Yeah.
Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was great in one movie.
I've seen the first 2 Tremors. The second one was okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like the new creature they came up with, the little tiny like dinosaur creatures. That was very cool. The third one is where it starts getting stupid, and they introduce ass blasters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. They're like, oh no, but they use their gas in their bellies to light a spark on that makes them glide, and so they're flying,
Yeah.
and they call them
Yeah.
ass blasters.
Oh God.
And it's just that's where I was like, you're
Well,
making it
Wait.
really hard for me to be a fan right now.
They're in the
what
they're in
am I
the air.
doing? What am I
How-
doing?
How is it
Reaching.
tremors if they're in the air?
Yeah. They have little wings that come out that they glide on.
Yeah, but no, Shane's
I was-
question stands. How
yeah.
is it tremors if they're not underground?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
in the
yeah.
air now.
Because there are still underground tremors as well. I'm sorry, graboids. There are still underground graboids as well. They those come out of the ground. They give birth to the little dinosaur ones. The little dinosaur ones grow up to be the ass blasters. I mean,
Not going to get over that. Just not going to get over it.
it's
I mean, they
okay.
kill-
They only showed up again in the television show.
Mm.
I mean, they killed the first one by sending it off a cliff, right? Am I
Yeah.
remembering that right? It's
Yeah,
been so
and they
long.
say, "Can you fly?
Can you
sucker?"
fly, motherfucker? Can
Well,
you
apparently they
fly?
can now.
And they make that comment.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah.
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 Of course they do.
Of course they do.
Um,
So yeah.
so the Tremors series, interesting
Yeah.
series of movies and a television show. Apparently, Kevin Bacon wants to make a new TV series where he'll finally come back after like
That would be awesome. I would love that.
Cool.
yeah, but could he have done it while Fred Ward was still alive?
You're
That
not
would have been
wrong.
helpful.
Mm.
I'll always hold that against Kevin Bacon. You hear that, Bacon? I like you for all your other stuff, but that one thing, you should have done it.
You should have done it already.
Yeah, I love Fred Ward.
Yeah.
God. Henry and June. Oh my God.
Mm.
Well,
Anyway.
I don't have any. I obviously don't have anything else to say about Slotherhouse. Any
Yeah.
last words? Can we move on to
We
our?
can move along.
All
I think we're
right,
good.
cool. Let's talk about what we watched this week. Jane, why don't you go first this time?
I watched so much stuff because I was sick last week. So I actually wrote everything down this time.
Shit.
So, okay. Jenner was over and he saw me watching My Mister, and I already kind of like told him all about it. But, I'll go back into that. But we watched They Cloned Tyrone, which we're going to have to talk about in a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about it too much because
Yeah, because I want to see it.
I'd say we avoid spoilers, but it's worth talking about it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is so good.
It is.
It is so good. I mean,
It is
it's a good
maybe
job.
15 minutes too long. At the same time,
I think I said the same thing.
It is brilliantly acted by the three main leads. Further joy from Jamie Foxx, who is really, really owning his Netflix collaboration, or improving as he goes along. Like, I forget the name of the movie where
Dead.
it was about. It was about street drugs that gave people superpowers. I forget what that was called. It was okay. Day Shift, the vampire comedy, was actually really good, and this was just incredibly good.
It's very,
Blake
very,
Charles.
very good. It was great, but we won't talk much more about it. Okay, so I also watched The Portable Door.
Oh,
How is that?
It was really good. It was okay. So our lead is a little, but I mean, everybody else, of course, Christoph Waltz. You can't go wrong with him. You just can't go. And then Sam Neill. So, and then a host of other British, character actors and actresses. It was really delightful. I do recommend it for anybody. I mean, it's got enough action, but I don't feel like it's something that any child would be overly sensitive about. I will say that the secretary licking the stapler is a little squicky to me. I don't know. There was something about it. It was just too much. But other than that, let me see. Loki came back, but I hadn't been here, so we can talk about that. But Tom Hiddleston he finally started doing cool Loki stuff the last episode that got me excited because he was like super actiony, and I was like, yeah, yeah. And then Lower Decks, watched
Not
that,
caught up.
and yeah, I won't say anything about it. But yeah, it's they kill it every season. They
Yeah.
never miss step, never once. And
Yeah.
I don't even know all of the Star Trek references, but my God, so good.
Apparently, they are on the verge of cancellation.
Oh.
And the showrunner put out a plea to the fans saying, the best thing you can do, don't do letter writing campaigns or tweet campaigns. The only thing that they will listen to are numbers.
Viewers.
And yeah, and if you just tell your friends, get your friends to watch it, and that will help the show. So
It
I'm
is
repeating
something.
that.
Yeah, please, anybody watching it, just try it. It's
Just
on
watch the
Paramount
Lower
Plus.
Decks.
You will love it. And even if you're not the biggest Star Trek fan, it doesn't matter. I mean, I know that when say Jenner and Bob is like a huge Star Trek fan, but when I get almost as much as he does out of it, and
Yeah.
and I think honestly he gets so much more. He's like, what that's a huge callback back. And
Yeah.
so anyway, okay, so on to the. I had just have to talk for a minute about My Mister, which is a Korean drama on Netflix. My God, that was so good. It was kind of like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, but in Korea. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you. I was sick and watched it, and about dehydrated myself from crying. It was so good. It was that good. It was serious, no romance, very serious, almost industrial spy kind of stuff. But I can't recommend it more highly. It was so good. It was about a gentleman he's a schmo. He's a schmo. He works in his office. You find out his wife's sleeping around on it, or well, he's having an affair with his boss.
Oh,
And there's
bullshit.
yeah, yeah, but it works out really well. And then there's this girl who has almost nothing. He hired her as a temp, just an office helper, and then she noticed him getting a package full of money, and he looked at it like, fuck, it's a whole package full of money with a note. This is some sort of bribe, and he shoves it into his desk drawer, but she's watching him. She's been traumatized so much that she notices everything because everything could be a trap.
Yeah.
But as it goes on, she ends up bugging his phone, and because she's going to use this money, and the people above him you find out that the company was a big trap for somebody else with a name that was somewhat like his, but then they decided to take him down anyway because the boss wants him gone so he can keep screwing his wife. But she manages to bug his phone, and she can hear everything that's going on around him all the time. And so she just keeps her little headphones in, and everything this man does, anytime somebody listens to the tapes or listens to him, just living his life, they almost like change their personality. In some ways it makes them, and some people get better, other people get worse. But it's amazing that these tapes, and she just like listens to him all the time and starts to trust people again. He helps her. It's crazy good. I can't say enough good things about it. And I believe the schmo, I think he was the rich father in Parasite,
Oh,
the rich husband.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and
cool.
He's
and the girl is
schmo.
he's the schmo. Everything bad happens to him. He just sort of like sits back and is like, I don't know why that's happening, but I'm just gonna keep going on. And this girl,
He's the
convinces him,
designated
what is wrong with
schlemazel.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the girl is like, what is wrong? Why are you sitting back? And she starts helping him. So it's crazy good. I just couldn't. It's slow, and he's got 3 brothers. Of course, being a 16 episode drama, it's gonna have a lot of other stuff going on. And that's it. That's me. That's all I've seen, and it was great.
Cool.
It's a good entertainment week.
Shane?
I have. Well, I'll go to what I watch. I've watched very little because I just got this, So every time I sit down
Hey.
to watch something and then maybe do some scales or practice or whatever, I ended up turning it off and just playing for like 3 hours instead. But I
Nice.
am.
Nice. Good for you.
That's
It's,
great. Yeah.
I mean, that's my second guitar. I've had one. I got one when I was 15, but it's been a good 20 years since I've really played. So I've just been getting back into it. But I did get to season 4 of Disenchantment, about halfway through. It's getting good. Last week I talked about how I got triggered by the part where Zog was buried alive.
Mm.
I think end of season 3 or maybe season 4, there's a scene where he's in the mental institution and his cellmate shoves him into a compartment in the wall and then tries to bury him alive. When that happened, I conveniently found something to do in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Jenner and Native see we're in my living room and my kitchen's right behind me, so it's all just kind of one big room. So I just kind of got up, walked over to the kitchen, and then I guess like at one point he's in there. I don't know exactly what happens, but he says, "I'm not scared anymore," and then he just digs his way out. So I mean that wouldn't happen to me, but
Yeah.
but it's getting interesting. I did put on while I was practicing. I did put on this. I hadn't seen this in a couple of years.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
This is the full version with everything, which I think
I have
became
never seen it.
became kind of hard to find after a while. They started selling them as separates.
Yeah.
I even saw a post on the Blu-ray.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that, actually.
Right shit
Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah, the separates were released as videos first in extended versions, which are not in that edition of the film, but that edition of the film has all of the extra trailers. Although Machete was in the extended version of Planet Terror.
Yeah, this is the theatrical. I saw on the thing, like the Blu-ray collectors subreddit, somebody posted a picture of this case that they bought, same front and back, and inside just the 2 individual movies. They were very mad.
That's not right.
Yeah, but this is the original theatrical cut. Very enjoyable. My favorite part is still the missing reel in Planet Terror. I love how that plays out. And that one that's written as a gag. Tarantino's also I love Death Proof as well. Tarantino's also has a missing reel, but I feel like in that case he just made a movie that was too long.
No, the missing reel is actually
he shot it.
No, that's the thing is it's a joke in the theatrical version, but the missing reel is there in the extended version.
Right. I've seen it's just a lap dance, right? That's
yeah.
It's just so.
What else did I watch?
I love those movies. Oh, I do want to say I love both those movies. God damn it!
Never
Get
seen
out of
them.
here, pop up.
Never seen it.
I have a copy of it, and I'm not sure which edition I have. I know it's in a tin. I know it has both movies, and I know it has all the trailers.
Is it all continuous the way?
No, the movies are split up because it's DVDs, not Blu-ray.
Okay.
That was probably the Best Buy editions of the separate movies. Those came out around the same time. I have those as well, but I also have the later Blu-ray or the Blu-rays and the theatrical version also.
Gotcha.
And apparently Thanksgiving is coming out, which I will not be seeing. I'm wondering if when Rodriguez made Machete, he insisted that every scene from the trailer would be in it in context.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Eli Roth is going to do that with Thanksgiving, but who cares? I don't care.
You're thinking of the trampoline death. Well, I think they show the girl on a trampoline in the trailer for this one. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also thinking like the scene with the turkey, the very last shot of the trailer, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Going to be interested to see if that happens. I don't know. Roth doesn't have the dedication to the art that Rodriguez does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's saying it lightly. That's very.
Although I do hear Hypnotic is very, very bad.
Hypnotic is not good, but it's interesting.
Okay. I only heard about it from How Did This Get Made? They did it as soon as the movie came out. And the other thing I did watch El Conde, which maybe wish I knew more about Pinochet. Like I just didn't really get. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. It wasn't really what I was expecting. But
I don't think anybody expected that.
Yeah,
movie.
but I feel like I was missing a lot of context, and I won't give away the sort of twist or whatever. I guess you would call it a twist.
It's a twist.
Yeah. At the end, but it was amusing. It was very, very beautifully shot.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't the photography unbelievably gorgeous?
Yeah, the flying scenes looked amazing.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm sure it was just green screen, but still, it I don't know. The scenes of flying over the city, or the scenes of a certain person flying over the, I guess, the countryside around the church.
That looked like Crane, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, there were a lot of very wide shots, so I wasn't sure, but it looked great. But
Yeah.
and I do agree the rape is very, very minor.
Okay.
I know we've
litigated that more than a little. Yeah.
In fact, I thought before the rape scene, there was another scene which I thought was the rape, and I'm like, well, it's I guess slightly rapey, but it's like vampire magic. Does that count as rapey? I don't know. But then there was an actual rape. So, anyways,
I don't know. Maybe I'll see it, and I will be the judge of whether or not it's triggering, since it would happen to me. And it
that
can't
actually
be from,
feels that feels fair.
Yeah.
You know ahead of time, so you're ready.
Yeah, it tends to blunt the impact when you know ahead of time.
Yeah, and I thought it was really fun how they worked in real world events, and I won't say any more beyond that.
Yeah.
And is that all I saw? Yeah, that's all I just mostly playing guitar and trying to catch up on Disenchantment.
Cool.
Yep.
How
let me get mine out of the way.
Yeah, how many do you have? Just one? Okay.
Well, I've been dealing with dental issues for a lot of the last week, so that involved, amongst other things, a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
And also, of course, they cloned Tyrone, which again I can't. It's not perfect, and it's a little bit too long. But other than that, I can't recommend it highly enough.
Yeah.
Teyonah Parris, great. John Boyega, great. Jamie Foxx, freaking unbelievable and funny as hell. Slick Charles. Yeah.
Slick Charles.
Pimp of the Year at the Players Ball, 1995. But no, the other thing that I've been working on, I did see the return of Loki. Yay! I'm actually a week behind on Lower Decks. Haven't seen a bunch of anything else lately, but I have been working through The Fall of the House of Usher. I am not done with it yet.
What do you think?
Flanagan?
It's Flanagan. I don't. It isn't heart melting. It doesn't work the way that Flanagan's other Netflix series worked. I am not in danger of crying, to say nothing of crying a lot, because the initial setup is that our characters, our protagonists, the people we are following, are freaking loathsome, but they're entertaining as hell. Yeah, and it's also a wonderful way to do a portmanteau of Poe stories. Basically, each episode is inspired by, or the comeuppance of each of the characters is inspired by a different Poe story. It's actually really clever. It's really elegant. It looks great. The performance, or the acting, is amazing. I think I want to say 6 episodes. I finished 5 episodes of it. And very much probably going to finish the rest of them later tonight. But I love Flanagan. It is not his best. That's still probably The Haunting of Hill House, although the single best cry that I had was, weirdly enough, the 5th episode of The Midnight Club. I thought he wasn't going to get me, and then he fucking got me. But thankfully, this is a relative relief in comparison to these things. I don't think I'm in danger of waterworks. Of course, I have allow for the possibility that I might yet be surprised. I can't imagine how, given the characters in question, but still. Wonderful also to see Bruce Greenwood get a lead. He's always so good, but he especially makes a meal of this, including one monologue riffing on the old concept of when life gives you lemons.
James Johnson.
Yeah.
Almost.
Lemons. Yeah.
No, like I say, great stuff. Darkly humored, nasty from the get-go, which may actually kind of inspire a different feeling from. I know, Nate, you weren't so strong on some of Flanagan's other stuff previously.
I don't watch Flanagan anymore, period. I don't even comment on him because I just know I have hated everything that he has ever done that I've seen, and I just don't think there's a place for me in the conversation because I'll just bag on it.
Well, fair enough.
Connie refused to watch it because she said that it might be too different from the source material. And
It is different from the source material.
It's like, that's one of my,
Yeah.
my holy cows. Please don't turn it into hamburger.
And Jenner's heard my argument as to why, because he lost me at the Haunting of Hill House, and
Right.
my argument as to why he lost me. I think I've said it on this show. I don't know if I have to repeat it. I hope you all remember.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even so, but that's what I've been doing. I've been getting dental work. Got a tooth pulled. Mild drugs. Woohoo. Yeah.
Cool. I watched some stuff too. I watched I watched 5 movies.
Is it the same stuff Justice posted on Facebook? Have you been
Exactly. I've been watching all of the Friday the 13th movies again with Amelia.
Ooh.
I am introducing her to those movies. It was Friday the 13th, and she said, I want to see Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th. And I was like, all right.
That's apt. That's appropriate.
So she saw it, and of course it's dated as hell. So like everybody, the violence and the TNA and whatnot that the series is so ubiquitous with is really mild by today's standards. Like it might even be a PG-13 practically. Most of the kills happen off screen because they had to fight the MPAA, and it's more of a real movie. And so
Bacon. Bacon dies on screen.
He gets the little arrow comes out of his throat, and that's fine. I think that Slotherhouse was probably more graphic.
It was surprisingly violent. I forgot that it was PG-13.
Yeah. So yeah, great, still great. Amelia loved it. Then we watched Friday the 13th Part 2. Also good, but not as good. It has the awful moment that makes me laugh every time, and one of the things that kind of solidified Jason as the gnarliest of the slashers is when he stalks a kid in a wheelchair and smashes him in the head with a meat cleaver, and then he rolls down the stairs. It's a very nice shot of him rolling down the stairs. It's one of the most famous death scenes in that series, and it shows that the series follows like not many other things do. Joe Bob's very important rule of anyone can die at any time. So every time Amelia would be like, is that character gonna die? I'll be like, anyone can die at any time. That's all I'll say to her every single time. She said she started noticing the whole final girl thing by the fourth one. We skipped the third one because he gets his hockey mask in there, and other than that, nothing eventful happens. The fourth one starts the Tommy Jarvis trilogy with Corey Feldman, and that movie is still a lot of fun.
Crispin Glover dancing.
Yes, it's so good. It's so good.
I love him so much.
Yeah. And even his death scene, he's hilarious. Like he puts all of his acting into it, and it's way too good for this movie, and it's way too weird for this director to keep like a handle on. And so it makes it a brilliant performance. So yeah, the fourth one is great. Corey Feldman, very fun in it, great acting. Then we watched the fifth one, which is
You hit me, Mom! You hit me, Mom!
I've seen them all. I don't know which one's which. I know Eight's Manhattan, Eight's Manhattan.
The fifth is the worst entry in the series. It's the only one other than the first one where Jason is not the killer. It's some guy with a very threadbare backstory.
Have I seen that one? I don't even remember now.
He has the same invincibility as Jason. And he moves like Jason, and he looks like Jason. And when he's Jason, he's like 3 feet taller than the actor actually is, but he's not Jason. It's just some guy. So the whole movie is a waste of time. It's also
Yes.
directed by a softcore porn director who really leaned into that, and so it's really seedy. And Amelia started just mocking it outright at some
Oh,
point.
no.
Oh, are we going to see another naked girl? Is that what we're going to see again? Eventually, I was like, you're going to see a lot of those in this series. And she's like, oh, Jesus.
Do you let Declan in the room during these movies?
No, he's gets to go watch like BeamNG, or he gets to watch fucking TD Bricks on YouTube. He loves
So what,
TD Bricks.
I don't know what any of this stuff
He
is.
watches these videos of people building Lego creations
Oh, that sounds awesome.
and then
like
rebuilds
like
them.
like in real time?
No,
No. Okay.
no,
good.
not in real time. There are some that are in real time, and he has watched those, but the ones he's watching currently are not in real time. The ones I'm
Okay.
talking about. Anyway, the fifth one is still a piece of shit. It's still a hilarious piece of shit. It's
Yeah.
just like the first person who dies is the poor lonely orphan fat kid who has his mouth covered in chocolate and candy bars hanging out of his shirt that the wardrobe department made 2 sizes too small so it accentuate every curve. And that's the first guy who dies. That movie is fucked up.
Yeah.
But we've all seen the Friday the 13th. It's fun to revisit those. I'll let you know how the next 5 go.
Well, if nothing else, 6 has the Alice Cooper theme song, so yeah.
6 is my favorite.
I don't think I've seen Jason Goes to Hell. Maybe that's the only one I haven't seen.
It is so bad. I'm not sure if it's bad good or bad bad.
It's bad, but it has a great final shot.
It has a great opening too.
Yeah. No, you're right. The opening was pretty good as well.
Yeah, great opening, and then Jason's not in the movie for the entire movie until the very end, and well, you know what happens because they say it in the title. Jess and I watched last night on Paramount Pet Sematary Bloodlines.
How
I've heard
is
bad
that?
things about that. How does it compare to the recent reboot? I guess with Jason
Clark.
Jason Clark, yeah.
I was talking about last week.
I don't know. I'm not going to watch the reboot because I can't watch the original because that kid getting hit by a truck.
The ending is worse than the original. The ending is darker, I would say, than the original. It's fucked up.
I can't. I know I can't handle that, so I can't attest to anything regarding the remake. It could be good for all I know. Jess said she liked it, so it might be.
But Bloodline.
But Bloodlines, okay. Bloodlines.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like Hellraiser Bloodlines and whatever else Bloodlines. It's just very mediocre. Oh, okay. If they were going to quote me and put it on the cover of the video cassette tape box, I would say it is better than Pet Sematary 2.
I haven't seen that, actually. That's the only one I haven't seen, I guess.
Don't.
Clancy Brown was having fun, but that's about it.
That has child death and rape. It's one of the dirtiest, like, not, well, it just feels filthy. Like you feel filthy watching it.
Filthier than Graveyard Shift, or no?
About the same.
The
level.
Rat movie?
Okay. Yeah, Graveyard Shift is the sweatiest, dankest movie ever made.
Yeah.
Or it's certainly way the heck up there, outside of maybe some like really, really deep cut Italian Alien ripoffs. It's a nasty feeling movie.
Yeah.
Make you want to bathe.
So, do you all know what the sequel is about? This movie is about.
It's like a prequel about Geordie or the Fred Gwynn character.
Judd's dad, Henry Thomas, and a couple of other people in town are like the protectors of the pet cemetery because they've passed down through generations knowledge of the thing. And ostensibly the dad is going to pass this down to Judd. And so the knowledge that he has, what happened? I'm not going to tell you everything, but there's this kid, Timmy, who comes back from Vietnam and has obviously been resurrected by David Duchovny, all within the first 5 minutes or so. He's creepy. What were you
It's
saying?
little like a lift from Bob Clark's Death Dream.
The kid hangs himself. You pretty much know that in the first 5 minutes too, because he's dead. And you see the dude putting a body in the ground and everything. So Timmy's dead. Timmy is best friends with Judd and Manny and Donna. But now what Timmy has is a darkness in him. And they describe it as an evil entity, a darkness that wants to come out and spread like a virus. And we, the founding families of Pet Cemetery Land, are here to protect it. That's essentially the plot of the movie. This leads me to a single question. Why, later in life, did Judd say, hey, you know that pet cemetery that's bad? Let me tell you how to use it. In fact, let me help you.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
It's just
like a poor little church back.
Yeah. Let me. He knows what it does. In the
prequel
movie
that makes no sense. Yes.
Maybe he had dementia at that point and forgot a lot of what had happened.
He even mentions Timmy in the. That's where they pulled the whole story from. It's like one sentence where he's like, "It happened to Timmy, it'll happen again," and then he does it anyway.
That is a threadbare tapestry upon which to hang a prequel.
So it was just too dumb for me at that point to really care for. I wouldn't recommend it. It's also not very well made. And it is weirdly violent towards women. Like not one of the women gets attacked twice when trying to make the first kill, as it were, and then one of the first people who's killed is one of the main female characters, who is just the worst choice. It's the whole movie is not good. There's nothing good to recommend about it.
I never even heard of it till the bad reviews came out. The first thing I heard about it was that it sucked.
It's a Paramount Plus original, so.
Is it? Okay.
It's a made-for-TV movie, essentially. That's what it feels like. That is exactly what it feels like.
I could not be less interested. And I love Stephen King novels. I read it before I saw it. This is like back in the 80s. I read like everything I could get my hands on by him.
Stephen King hated the novel. He hated that he wrote it.
Yeah.
I think he just turned it into to fulfill like a contractual obligation. He didn't want to publish it. He thought he went too far.
Yeah.
He did with the kids.
It's a nasty story.
It is. It's not a nice story. But I mean, I don't know. What can I say? I was going to watch any movie that the Ramones did songs for the soundtrack.
It's a viable story though. Like people like that story, and that's fine. I don't begrudge people liking
it's hard.
The story.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just never gonna deal with it myself.
He was inspired by seeing his son playing by the road and seeing trucks driving by and stuff. Like, what would happen if?
I kind of thought that, because I have those same thoughts. Every parent does, where we create these like situations in a split second where somehow our child has been totally dismembered and we couldn't do anything about it. Does that happen to you, Jane?
Oh, constantly. Or something like had Trey in his swing, and because of his autism he cried a lot. I had him in a swing and he was like quiet for once, right? I mean, he was happy, and I was like, something in my head was like, I wonder if I could just leave him here. And then I like imagined him dying in it, and no. I mean, of course, and I'm like, let's get you out of this swing, buddy.
That's the kind of shit. You're not allowed to tell stories like that, but every parent, I agree completely. Every parent has those moments. We all do as humans. It should be relatable to everybody. But yeah, I've gone in hilarious directions. Like I've gone so far with my brain stories that I will stop and be like, no, that's too far. That's pretty ridiculous.
Whoever loved that didn't plot murder.
Not necessarily murder. It's sort of like a maybe not doing anything, or what if you'll torture yourselves with a what if every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great.
A lot of it comes from being tired too.
Yeah.
Like you'll be super tired, and your brain will just slide over there because you're so busy taking care of this tiny human, and then your brain will just go right to the worst possible scenario.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, we've talked about all the movies we've watched and TV shows and guitars. Let's talk about what we're watching next week. I think maybe we should go with a classic.
How about a semi-classic?
Like?
Well, depending upon availability, people have been bugging me for a while to see the 80s version of The Blob. And I still have not seen it, but I just picked up the new Shout Factory or Scream Factory release. So depending upon its sourceability, I would really like to undertake that.
I believe I saw that in the theater. It feels like
I've seen it twice.
It doesn't have the same theme song, does it?
I don't believe so.
I've seen the original. I just remember the theme song. I remember the cover of The Blob. It used to scare me. It was just the pink stuff in a guy's face.
Yeah. It's great. The effects are great. It's funny, but also very good. Yeah, it's scary too. There's an underlying sense of humor to it that is really, really well done.
Are you looking up on Just Watch?
Yeah.
From the director of Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and Eraser.
Yeah.
And The Mask.
The best Nightmare on Elm Street.
I mean, it's on Amazon for $4.
Yeah, I'll just rent it.
I may not be here next week.
Okay.
I can probably get it from the library too. Let me check.
I can let you know by Monday.
Okay. Cool.
Right.
I'm going to Mississippi for my birthday.
Well, okay. That also answers the other question. Is I don't know it about any triggers one way or another.
The Blob?
Yeah,
I don't remember, but I've seen it, so that's on me.
I think you're probably golden.
Yeah.
But this is one that I am told is important, at least given my cinematic bailiwicks, and that I haven't actually seen. So, okay.
I'm excited. I have wanted to rewatch this for years. I haven't seen it since I was a teenager.
Right on.
I was terrified of this, and then I just never got. Oh, my library only has the original. I can just rent it. That's fine.
I am also going to watch Troll because I want to watch it and give an opinion on it for our fan.
The Larry Cohen one.
The first one, I guess.
The one with Michael Moriarty and Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Troll.
I do not know. It's the one that is the first Troll and not Troll 2, which is wrong.
The one that's in the apartment building.
I don't know. All I know is that there is a Troll 1. If it's the movie that Troll 2 was directly
okay, yeah.
Then that's the one I'm talking about.
This one in the middle with the weird troll-looking guy.
Yes.
Not this one that everyone says sucks. I don't know. I can't even see what this is.
Oh, the one with the.
Wait, is it Larry? It's Larry Cohen, right?
It's just got the little troll-looking dude. 86.
86. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where the
I probably need to rewatch that. I didn't care for it originally, but it's been a while.
Fantasy horror comedy. So it's it's an hour 22. So this is a kids movie. It's PG-13.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of interested in it.
Noah Hathaway's in this.
Yeah.
Betrayal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Wait, Noah Hathaway was Atreyu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was what's his name? Barrett Oliver became the Scientologist.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. It's so sad.
And Noah Hathaway was also, I believe, Boxy from the original Battlestar Galactica.
Well, I'm gonna watch that as well.
I might give it a look.
Apparently, I'm getting paid back for Master of Disguise from Connie because we watched it while you guys were watching it.
Oh yeah.
She says that we need to watch Spice Girls, the Spice World this weekend.
I've heard it's not bad. I've never seen it.
I
So,
would do a watch party for that. I would do that.
really?
Yes.
I
Okay.
still haven't seen it. I'm told that I really ought to because it has Meatloaf, Richard O'Brien, and Patricia Quinn in it. So
To be honest, it's not unlike your typical Beatles movie. It's
Okay.
it feels like that. The Spice Girls
I'm not
doing
sure
ridiculous
she's seen it
hijinks.
before.
that,
I'm not sure
that
she's
said,
seen it before.
Yes, I've
She's
seen
just
it.
really into Victoria's
Yeah,
Beckham clothing design these
Oh,
days. So.
yeah.
confirm in advance if you can stream it anywhere because the video releases are notorious collector's items at this point.
Really? Spice?
Yeah, yeah. It's been out of print for ages and fetches a pretty penny on eBay.
Okay, well, it's
I might still have a copy of it. Spice World. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah. It is not available on anything.
really.
So let's check good
Where
old
can I
YouTube. uh,
apparently Xfinity Stream.
Oh, that's if you have Xfinity cable.
Yeah, I'm saying it's loading where it's streaming. I don't know.
Mm.
Li-
Well, I mean,
The nod to a hard day's night. Just
I
like
mean,
you said.
it's
Richard E. Grant.
it's on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
just
it is?
started it.
Okay.
Well, alrighty then. Well, we'll get to that at some point. But in the meantime, next week, The Blob and Troll as a bonus if one so desires. Yes?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so we should hold off on Spice World. Connie's gonna probably make me watch it, but I can watch it again.
Oh, when do you want to do that?
That would be this weekend.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
well,
pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't know. I can probably get her to like. She also wants to watch the Changeling too.
Oh, awesome.
we
The
did that on
show or
The movie.
the George C. Scott? Okay, cool. Because I made that mistake the other day. Jess was like, I'm watching the TV show of The Changeling, and I was like, they made a TV show of that? Cool.
No, but
Not the same
Noelle
Changeling.
said it was really good.
But it does have Lakeith Stanfield, so I'm still interested.
No, it's supposed to
does?
be. It's supposed to be very good.
I love him.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right?
All right. Well, let's.
All right.
Why don't we call it early for tonight? An actual hour-long show. That feels pretty good. All right. That's gonna do it for us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. It's always fun. Next week we'll be doing the movies we just said.